The rain beat gently against the windows of the Sky Tower, a 108-story glass giant piercing the skyline of Manhattan. Inside its elite 95th floor, the Global Tech Leaders Summit buzzed with tension and excitement. Billionaires, politicians, and inventors had flown in from across continents to discuss the future of artificial intelligence, neuroscience, and intercontinental collaboration. At the center of it all stood Arthur Lancaster, the billionaire founder and CEO of Neuralink Industries, a company renowned for integrating AI with human cognition. Dressed in an Italian suit, his silver hair neatly combed back, Arthur looked every bit the image of corporate power. Today's meeting was different. It was private, high stakes, and delicate. In Conference Room 9B, Arthur and his top executives prepared to sign a historic deal with a Swahili-speaking delegation from East Africa, representatives from a rapidly growing economy with a vision to bring neural tech education to rural villages. Billions were at stake. The opportunity to enter the African tech market could shift the balance of global innovation. But as the clock struck 11 a.m. and the delegation entered, there was a problem no one had foreseen. "Where's the translator?" Arthur asked sharply, eyes scanning the room. His assistant fumbled with her tablet. "Sir, the translator's flight was delayed. The backup isn't answering." Arthur's heart sank. The African officials began to greet warmly in Swahili, expecting a smooth, respectful dialogue. Arthur, helpless, responded with forced smiles and broken English. The atmosphere turned awkward. Gestures failed, translation apps glitched, and cultural tension filled the room. An uncomfortable silence settled like a thick fog. Arthur stood up, frustration in his voice. "Can anyone here speak Swahili?" No response. Executives looked at each other, powerless. It was as if all the power in the room had suddenly vanished, trapped by the simple, brutal barrier of language. Just down the hall, Malik Okoro, a 54-year-old janitor, was polishing the marble floor like he had done for nearly a decade. No one ever really saw him. He came before dawn, worked silently, and left after dusk. His name tag simply read, Malik O. Most people didn't even know his full name, let alone his story. But behind those quiet eyes lay a soul full of history. Born in Nairobi, Kenya, Malik had once been a professor of linguistics at the University of Nairobi. He had authored books, mentored students, and spoke 7 languages fluently. His life changed when his wife, Fatima, was killed in a car accident during a family trip to the US. Devastated and alone with his 10-year-old daughter, Malik had stayed in America. Struggling with grief and immigration battles, he had taken the first job he could get, cleaning office buildings. His degrees meant little here. His brilliance was invisible. He never complained. He simply worked and provided for his daughter, Amina, who was now on a full scholarship at Columbia University. As he pushed his cart down the hallway, he noticed the large meeting room in chaos. He heard raised voices, urgent whispers, frustrated sighs. Curious, he stopped near the door. And then he heard it, clear as day, Swahili. Not just casual greetings, but political idioms, cultural phrases, and formal diplomatic expressions. He understood every word. Malik hesitated. He looked at his uniform, stained from cleaning chemicals. What business did he have stepping into a billionaire's boardroom? And yet, he softly knocked on the glass. Every head turned. Some frowned. Others looked confused. Arthur raised an eyebrow. "Yes?" Malik spoke, his voice humble but clear. "Sir, I speak Swahili. I can help, if you'll allow me." For a moment, Arthur thought he misheard. A janitor? One of the executives scoffed quietly. Another whispered, "Is this a joke?" But Arthur saw something in Malik's eyes, calm, deep, assured. "Come in," Arthur said, surprising even himself. Malik entered the room slowly, nodded respectfully to the delegation, and then began to translate. First the greetings, then the concerns, then the cultural metaphors. His voice was melodic, precise, and confident. He didn't just translate language, he translated meaning. He understood their humor, their pain, their hopes. He made Arthur's words feel human, and the African delegation's words feel powerful. In 30 minutes, the ice melted. In an hour, the deal was back on track. By the end of the meeting, both sides were laughing, shaking hands, and embracing. Arthur could only stare in wonder. "Who are you?" he finally asked. Malik smiled softly. Just the janitor, sir. After the meeting ended and the delegation left smiling, Arthur didn't move. He sat in his chair, stunned. He called his board into an emergency meeting. "You all saw what happened," he said. "A man we overlooked every single day just saved us billions." The room was quiet. Arthur continued. "How many more Malik Okoros are out there, hidden by uniforms, silenced by assumptions?" One executive replied, "We should promote him. PR will love it." "No," Arthur said, shaking his head. "We don't promote him for PR. We promote him because he's better than all of us in that room." That afternoon, Malik was officially offered the role of Director of Cultural and Global Communications. It came with a 7-figure salary, an office, a team, and a voice. Malik was hesitant at first, but when Arthur added that part of the new role included starting a diversity and language scholarship in Fatima's name, Malik's eyes filled with tears. He nodded. "Yes, sir, thank you for seeing me." Malik's transformation stunned the corporate world. The story went viral. Janitor saves billion-dollar deal, gets promoted by billionaire CEO. Interviews flooded in. Universities invited him to speak. Employees began approaching janitors and security guards with new respect. But Malik stayed grounded. He still woke early, still took the subway, and still kept Fatima's photo on his desk. He started programs to identify hidden talent inside the company. He taught language sensitivity training, opened communication bridges with other developing nations, and mentored young employees who felt invisible. One day, a young intern asked him, "Sir, what made you knock on that door?" Malik smiled. "Sometimes, even silence screams. I just decided to answer." A few weeks later, Malik visited his daughter Amina's dorm. She hugged him tightly, tears in her eyes. "I saw the video, Baba. Everyone's talking about you." Malik handed her a small framed letter. "My dearest Amina, today the world heard me. Not because I shouted louder, but because I finally believed my voice still mattered. Never forget who you are, even when the world tries to. There is power in patience and dignity in humility. But when the time comes, knock, even if you wear a mop in your hand. Love, Baba." Amina held the letter to her heart. "I'm so proud of you." He replied, "No, sweet girl, I'm proud of us." Epilogue: The Room That Remembered. Years later, Malik retired with honor. Neuralink built a global language and diplomacy center in Nairobi bearing his name. Thousands of students received scholarships in Fatima's memory. The conference room where it all happened was renamed the Malik Okoro Room. Outside its door, a golden plaque reads, "In this room, when power was powerless, a silent voice stood up." And the world listened.